Artificial intelligence, it's a phrase that promises this incredible, revolutionary future. But let's be honest, for parents and educators, it also brings a whole lot of anxiety. How do we even begin to prepare our kids for a world that's being shaped by AI? Well, let's dive in, because this technology isn't some far-off thing. It's already here. In this explainer, we're going to unpack what AI really means for our children, for us, and for the future we're all building together. So, get this. This question was asked with complete and total sincerity by a 10-year-old who was trying to understand the Great Plague. It's just a perfect little reminder of how kids soak up information from everywhere, the news, things they overhear, TV shows, and then they blend it all into their own unique map of the world. And it perfectly sets the stage for why we need to be so clear and intentional when we talk about something as huge and complex as AI. Okay, so what even is AI? Let's just strip away all this sci-fi stuff for a second. At its very core, AI is basically a prediction machine. That's it. It gets trained on these gigantic amounts of data to learn patterns. So if you say bread, it predicts you're probably going to say butter. It isn't thinking, it's not feeling, it's just making an incredibly educated guess based on everything it's seen before. That's the fundamental concept. And if you think this is some technology of the future, well, you might want to think again. The show that Netflix just recommended for you, that's AI. The playlist Spotify curated that just gets you, AI. The route your GPS plans to get you around traffic, the words your phone suggests as you're typing a text, the smart speaker that tells you a joke, it's all powered by AI. It's not about robots walking down the street. It's the invisible plumbing of their and our world. So, if this invisible infrastructure is everywhere, how is it showing up in one of the most important parts of a child's life, the classroom? This is where AI presents this really fascinating puzzle. Is it the ultimate teaching assistant, a real teacher's pet, or is it a fundamental test of our trust? The potential here is, it's genuinely exciting. Just imagine a system that can tailor lessons to every single student's individual pace, like a personal tutor for every child. Or think about freeing up teachers from the mountain of grading so they can spend more time actually mentoring. And for neurodivergent kids especially, AI can offer a kind of consistent, patient support that could be truly transformative. And this is where AI has a truly unique strength. Where a person might get tired or frustrated, and AI delivers pure, unwavering consistency. For a child on the autism spectrum, for example, the world can feel incredibly unpredictable. An AI-driven tool can offer this steady, predictable, and totally non-judgmental partner for learning social cues or practicing how to communicate. It creates a safe space to grow. But, and this is a huge but, for every one of those amazing promises, there's a risk, a peril that we have to look right in the eye. That amazing personalized tutoring, it runs on student data, which raises massive questions about privacy. The helpful teacher assistance, it relies on algorithms. And if the data those algorithms are trained on is biased, then the results will be biased too. And what if AI makes learning too easy? Are we at risk of letting our kids outsource their own critical thinking? This is the core tension we have to figure out. All right, let's step out of the classroom for a minute and head out to the playground. Because AI isn't just changing how our kids are learning, it is fundamentally reshaping how they play, how they socialize, and even how they understand a concept as basic as privacy. We are seeing an absolute explosion of AI-powered smart toys and devices. And on one hand, they can be these incredible creative companions, interacting with kids in really dynamic ways. But on the other hand, a toy that listens is also a device that records. These charming little playthings can double as pretty sophisticated data-gathering tools, right there in our living rooms. That line between play and surveillance is getting very blurry. And this new playground has some new dangers. The same AI that can generate incredible, beautiful art can also learn from and then parrot harmful stereotypes it finds in its training data. Those cute interactive toys, they can capture private family conversations. And maybe the most chilling of all, the tools that are meant to connect us can be weaponized. Generative AI can create fake images, you've probably heard them called deepfakes, and they're already being used for devastating new forms of bullying. Okay, so we've mapped out the incredible promises and the really serious perils. The million-dollar question is, what do we do? How do we navigate all this? Well, the good news is we don't have to start from square one. There are some really clear frameworks starting to emerge that can help us build a safer, fairer AI world for our kids. UNICEF has put forward this beautifully simple but incredibly powerful framework. It's based on the Convention on the Rights of the Child, and it boils down to three core ideas. First, protection. The absolute baseline is that AI systems must not harm children, period. Second, provision. We should be actively using AI to do good, to actually improve children's lives. And third, participation. This one's huge. Children should have a real voice in how these systems are designed and used. And you know what? Children themselves see these trade-offs with stunning clarity. Listen to this. One child said it perfectly. I want privacy, but on another, I want to be protected and be given correct information. They're already grappling with the very same complex dilemmas that policymakers are debating in government halls right now. And there are laws out there designed to offer this kind of protection. You've got Europe's GDPR and the US's CAPA, and they're two of the big ones. They set rules about collecting data from kids and requiring parental consent. The challenge, though, is that technology is evolving way, way faster than the law. These rules were written before this current explosion in generative AI, and regulators are basically playing catch-up. So, with technology moving at lightning speed and policy just trying to keep up, a lot of the responsibility falls right back on us, the parents, the educators, the adults in the room. The future isn't just something that happens to us, it's something we build. So what are the actual practical steps we can take? So what can we really do? Look, it's not about banning technology, it's all about engagement. First, talk openly and often with your kids about AI. Then, why not try out some of these tools like ChatGPT or Facetune together? Demystify them, encourage that sense of curiosity and critical thinking. Teach them to ask, who made this and why am I seeing it? Help them see the line between using a tool for help and just straight up plagiarism. And maybe the most important thing, always reinforce that AI is a tool. It's not a person, it doesn't have feelings or intentions, but the people using it sure do. And in the end, it really all comes down to this one question. The technology itself is neutral. It's a tool, like a hammer or a library. It can be used to build the most amazing things, or it can be used to cause a lot of harm. The final outcome isn't going to be determined by the code. It's going to be determined by the values, the wisdom, and the guidance that we provide to the generation that's going to grow up with this incredible power right at their fingertips. The responsibility is ours.